Alright, so now we're going to talk about some fresh out of the fryer goodness, otherwise known as what we've been playing over the last little while. We've got a few things to cover today, in no particular order.
What have you been playing, Amy?
Well, thank you for asking, Jordan. So both Reagan and I have had a little bit of time with Tearaway Unfolded over the last couple of weeks, and it's a game that I really want to sink some time into, but I don't know if you precursed this or if it's something that's actually just happening to me, but you're kind of right in that the story doesn't really compel me back.
What is it? What is the game?
So there's a story. So you're the little messenger, and it's really cool. Like, the game is so much fun, and
who makes it?
Media Molecule.
So Tearaway Unfolded is like a Media Molecule's follow-up to Little Big Planet. They've decided we've made enough Little Big Planet, let's go and make a nice 3D platform as well. They released it onto the Vita, and now they've bigified it. They've made it nice and big. They've added Unfolded to the title.
Correct.
And they've released it on PS4 as well.
Oh, cool.
Yes.
So... Is it a platformer?
Yeah,
it's a 3D platform.
Yeah, but it's like... There's a lot of cool things in it that I really personally enjoy. Like, you can take little selfies of your character, and like you can like customize lots of things, and all the mechanics are really fun. And I enjoy that there's like a limited amount of buttons that you can actually press. Yeah. And I really love the light bar mechanics. Like, there's a lot of good stuff going for it, but where it does seem to fall down a little bit, which is really disappointing, but maybe it does kind of stem from that Little Big Planet kind of background, is there just doesn't really feel like a compelling reason for me to go back to it, even though I've had a really fun time playing it when I've been playing it.
Yeah.
So I'm interested. I'm going to go back to it. Yeah. And I'm going to go further in, and I'm only about an hour in, maybe. So,
but are you going to go back to it because you're like, oh hey, we need to go back to it because, you know, we need to talk, since we're talking about it, we have to give it a good playthrough. Yeah. Or do you want to go back to it because you're like, I want to go back to it?
I want to go back to it because I think an hour's not enough for me to say about any game that I don't.
Surely there have been games where within an hour you're like, yes, I'm going to go back to this, and this is my life for the next couple of weeks.
There definitely have been, but it's so cute.
It is. It looks fantastic.
I love it. I get the warm fuzzies when I think about it, but I'm also not sitting there going, gosh, I can't wait to hear how the story plays out.
Yeah. Well, what I think is interesting about what you've said is that you're not compelled to it because of the story, but it's a 3D, it's a 3D platformer. Traditionally, they don't have that good stories.
Yeah, that's true.
Ooh,
but traditionally,
Banjo-Kazooie have something.
But if you think about like the original Crash Bandicoot, right?
Yeah.
You are compelled to go back to that game because the levels, they get their creative. It's got a little bit of difficulty to it. You want to progress through the game because of the mechanics of the platforming. So it's interesting that, is it just too easy, this game? Is there something about the gameplay that doesn't bring you into it?
Well, the first hour is very easy, obviously, because there's no reason.
The second hour is the same.
Yeah. Okay.
I've played probably like 2 hours.
Okay.
It's a little bit longer than you've played, but for me, it's not only that the story is like average. The story doesn't really tie into anything you're doing. It doesn't feel like you're progressing the story. It doesn't feel like the jumping and the platforming and the little things that you collect along the way really does anything other than open up customization options for your little character.
Which I'm all about. Like, I love that. You're right. It doesn't really feel like you're achieving anything.
Yeah, like there's little moments where you get to design things that other characters wear as well, which is really cool.
A
little crown. That I loved.
Dressing in pieces. That needs to be part of a bigger game.
Getting to that point took too long, and it's only happened like once in the 2 hours that I've played it. And I don't know how long of a game it is, but I'm assuming it'll be around the 8 to 10 hour mark.
Yeah.
But the thing that really annoyed me was in that first hour, you've got you're being thrown into this world. They introduce the bad guys, which I thought was a bit strange because the narrators create the bad guys for you, and then they want you to fix the problem. It's just like, well, they shouldn't have created the problem. It was weird. It was really weird. I didn't like that aspect. But then the whole lead up of that first stage is to this play that the king or someone is putting on.
Yeah.
And you get there and you have to turn on the light for the play. And that's it. Like, if there was if I had to help them get their costumes, like for all of the characters, maybe there was a character that you had to go wake up and bring to it, or there was something to actually. It feels like if I hadn't have gotten to the play, it still would have done it. They just would have done it with the lights off. Yeah. Like, didn't feel like I contributed to the progression. No,
I actually I've been underselling my experience with it a little bit. I did have it on Vita, and I gave up on it after the first maybe a third of the game because it just felt like I was going through the motions. Like, there was no difficulty to it. I didn't feel like I was accomplishing anything. I was just playing the game to the end, with no real, there was... what do? You just keep walking forwards. Yeah.
Not even forwards, actually. That really annoys me. Like, it's one of those games where, because I'm that person that has to explore every little corner of the place, and there's not, there's no real direction to go in. And I often feel like I might be missing something if I don't completely, walk
There's
around the
a
whole...
point you'll hate then, which is where it, splits off into two ways.
No.
And I'm like, okay, well, I'll do the thing where you walk down a little bit, and you go, oh no, this is where they want me to go. I'll go back to the other one.
Right.
And then you go down this other path, you're like, oh wait, there's actually heaps over here, which is this where I'm supposed to be going? Oh, no. And so I was kind of like, I want to see all of it, but I feel like I'm going to miss something out.
I hate that.
Yeah.
I hate that. I have to go into every house in Pokemon.
Yeah.
I hate that.
Yeah.
Talk to everyone, all the pointless conversations.
Yeah. But so I want to put some more time into it as well. Yeah. Because there are games where you put in a couple of hours and you're not overly impressed, but by the end of it, the story comes together, the characters come together, and you come away thinking, it was a good experience.
Okay.
But there's also the possibility that it's not for me. It's not made for me. It was made for maybe a younger demographic.
Yeah.
On the Vita, it did some really cool things where you could upload all your designs into this Tearaway kind of network they had. And you can,
I think you can do that.
You can do that.
And you could also print them off and make them.
That's right. Yeah.
You can still do that.
Yeah. Really
so that's
cool.
kind of where the game's creative side really shines through.
Oh, it's absolutely creative. Like, the paper aspect and what they've tried to do with the kind of game that it is fantastic. Like, it is great. But yeah, it's just...
And I imagine that's probably where the true power is. If you were playing it with your child and you said, oh, we may put the crown on the squirrel, now let's go to the printer, print it off and make a squirrel and put the head on. That's more than a video game then, it becomes much more.
But if you don't have the characters, if you don't have that, the love and compassion for the characters, you're not going to want to create them.
I love the squirrels.
Yeah?
I love them.
Yeah, okay. All right.
They are very cute.
They're cute, sure. But
I would make a squirrel.
Yeah, all right.
I'd do it. I would do it.
Yeah.
Right, next
podcast, I'm going to see some squirrels.
I'll bring a squirrel next time.
Yeah.
So
what am I promising? Oh no.
Yeah, to me, there's nothing that connects me to the characers. Even the main character that you move about.
And it's called
there's
you.
Nothing to it.
I find that strange.
Which is weird because it's not you. Because the narrators talk to you, specifically having come from a different world.
Yeah.
And at first, your little character you're controlling controls itself. It just runs towards your light.
Yeah.
And then you inhabit it and take over. It's I don't know.
Yeah,
it's this possessed thing.
It is really freaky when they refer to you.
Yeah.
They're like, what are you doing?
Which
it's breaks that fourth wall.
I don't mind that. It's just I just don't think it separates me too much from the character I'm controlling.
Yeah, true.
And I want to either be that character or I want that character to interact with me a bit more.
Yeah.
I want to feel some connection. There's nothing there at the moment, not for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Is it all just platforming, or are there any puzzles going in there?
There's the disguise puzzles and there's these little I don't know if you've probably come across a couple of little presents, and you got to do something to open the presents, like throw a basketball through a hoop, and get one in each of the hoops. And then a present opens
Except
and you get
normally it's throwing an apple or a squirrel.
Yeah.
Throwing a squirrel. God damn.
Yeah.
What else have we been playing?
Okay, what else have we been playing? Well, we've got the Uncharted collection.
We do.
We've all been playing a bit of that.
Yeah, I've had a game.
I'm the only one that has still not played it.
Yeah.
Nor played any Uncharteds.
And we're gonna remedy that.
We are gonna
remedy that.
Stay tuned.
But because we've all had a bit of a play, we'll do our typical review, which we'll link below as well. But we do have a copy of Sony PlayStation New Zealand. We're kind enough to give us a copy to give away, which is awesome. So if you leave a comment below, just sort of talking about your favourite Uncharted moment, you go in the draw to win it. We'll pick one.
Next podcast.
Either by random
the next
or
podcast,
which one
Sorry?
compliments the most. If you tell us how awesome we are as well,
Yeah.
they'll bump you up.
Like and subscribe.
Yeah,
Not
yeah.
that we're gonna,
Or we'll just do a
pick the
random
winner.
pick. Yeah, or we'll just do it a random one.
All the random picks.
Awesome.
But
And
you
I
get
think
all 3 games.
that we'll do some fun videos around
Yeah,
around
Uncharted.
the
Yeah.
Uncharted collection. So we'll link them below once they are up.
And if you want to see what we got last week from Sony PlayStation New
Oh, yeah,
Zealand as
there's
well,
the
we'll link the
unboxing.
unboxing of the press kit as well, which is pretty
That's
fancy.
beautiful.
Pretty
Very
nice.
fancy.
Cool.
Yep. So Theo, you've been playing Speedrunners.
I've been playing speedrunners. I got into speedrunners, yeah. They had a free weekend, actually. It was last weekend. They had a free weekend on Steam, and I picked it up for Kiwis Play, which is a new thing that I'm doing with a bunch of friends, a new stream.
What is Speedrunners?
What is speedrunners? It's a 2D platformer,
Okay.
side-scrolling 2D platformer, and it's for 4-player, sort of 4-player LAN-ish kind of thing. You generally play it with 4 friends, and you have all of the. I'm losing my ability to describe it. You race across this 2D side-scrolling environment,
Yes.
and you have to try and be the first person in the head of the 4 people.
Okay,
at
so it's
the
a
front.
race.
It's
a
sort of a
race.
race.
Alright.
Sort of a race. It only ends when everybody else has died, basically. The first person to die at the back, who is cut out of the screen, so you die when you're outside the screen zone, blows up the edge of the screen kind of thing. It goes, and it all starts narrowing in and getting easier
So
and
as soon
easier
as
for the
someone dies,
person
it
at the
gets
front.
harder.
Yeah,
Right.
to be last. Yeah,
Okay.
so there's loads of action to it. You're jumping, you're sliding, you've got a grappling hook, you can speed up, you've got little activatable things that you can pick up, so you can get like missiles and other grappling hooks that grab players, and there's just it's so funny and it's really fast paced and it's just incredibly hectic
It really,
to get used to.
really mirrors. I don't know if you guys have played the old Micro Machines games, which is a similar concept.
Yeah.
I assume these guys got a pretty good sort of like. They saw Micro Machines and tried to feel how they could turn that into a platformer. It was basically a top-down racing game in exactly the same way. If you get far enough ahead, the camera's focusing on the person that's out in
Yeah,
front.
so you can't see what's going
And
on.
so
Yeah,
if you
yeah.
lag behind and you get off the screen,
Right.
you lose a life.
Okay, that makes sense.
Or the person in front gains a point in the fact of Micro Machines.
Is this available for Steam?
Yeah, it's available through Steam. I'm pretty sure it's available on console as well.
really?
There's console plug-in commands and things that you can do when you plug a controller in there, but I don't actually know. And technically, it is still in closed alpha.
Oh,
which,
really?
yeah.
It's early access, isn't
Yeah,
it?
it's early
That's right.
access. Yeah,
Okay.
but
Maybe
the game
not
is
on
basically
play-
finished.
maybe
It's
not on
like
console yet.
Battlefield.
It looked pretty finished from what I saw.
I haven't come across any bugs or any issues or anything. Lag issues like you get with any other game, sure, but nothing game breaking. Yeah.
Can you sit down with a bunch of people and play on the one screen, or is it all just internet?
There is a local co-op mode,
Oh, yeah,
but
nice.
it's not working from what I've seen.
Okay.
Because I tried to plug everything in before and get it working, so it wasn't. Maybe that's why the access tag is still there. There's some features that are still to come, but you just jump online with a bunch of friends. You can still matchmake with your friends.
Yeah.
And put them in a room, a lobby, and go, and it's just so fun.
If it's anything like
just made it killing,
if it's
yeah.
anything like Micro Machines, it'll be awesome.
Yeah.
4 people in front of one screen, just
that's
having fun with
Yeah.
it.
So I can't.
Fantastic.
I wouldn't be able to imagine myself playing it online.
No.
I don't care about beating other stick men.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if it's like if I can put a face to that
Yeah,
stick
that's
man
That's
and
right.
beat my friends, then
Totally different dynamic, eh?
Yeah,
Having
for sure.
people all on the one couch, swearing at each other and
Yeah.
It's like when you play Tower
trying to knock the
Yeah.
controller out
Towerfall's
of people's
more fun
hands.
with.
Yeah, same with Nidhogg.
Sneaky.
Yeah,
I love
Nidhogg.
Nidhogg. I love Nidhogg, but I never play it because no one ever wants to play with me.
That's not true.
Nidhogg.
I love Nidhogg.
Yeah?
Should we Nidhogg it up?
Yeah, we
I
should.
don't even know what Nidhogg is.
Great.
Oh,
we should
hey!
definitely play
Really?
Nidhogg. Yeah,
What?
it's great.
Well,
Settle it
okay,
up.
we should definitely play
Yeah,
that.
okay,
then.
we'll
Okay.
play Nidhogg. It's great. And so for something a little bit completely different, the last thing we've been playing has been the Journey Collection,
Yeah.
which is just such a nice note to end this
That is
segment
a fantastic collection of
Yeah.
games.
That game company.
It's great. So I played through Flower for the first time. I'd never played that.
Yeah.
And I loved Journey. I actually only recently played
Yeah,
Journey
that's
as well on PS4. Because I'd never played that because I was living under a rock apparently. But Flower, I was not sold on kind of the sound of the game.
Yeah.
But you said that I was going to like it.
Yeah,
and
yeah, I knew you were gonna like
I did love it.
Yeah.
It was absolutely fantastic and I can't wait to play it again.
Yeah.
Really
Oh,
short
you
game.
would play the game.
would definitely play it again.
I've never played it. I don't know what it is.
Oh. If you own it on one platform, you can download it for free on the others.
Right.
So you can download it on Vita. You can download it on PS3 now.
Oh, cool. Because I'll definitely play it on Vita.
So
It's amazing.
Is it like Journey?
Yeah. Okay. So you are a petal to start with,
Just like in real life, Jordan.
Just a wee soft petal. And just the way that they teach you how to play the game is just fantastic. Like the way that it takes you through. It's one of those really calming games, except for one level, which is really not calming. But most of it's really calming. Kind of like Journey, right? And so
is it an adventure? I'm going
It's
somewhere.
an adventure, yep. So level based. And so you're going through these different kind of levels with different moods, I guess you could say. And slightly different mechanics, but not too much.
They try and add something new for each stage.
It's just like a start to finish, get to the end.
Well, that is a really boring way of putting it, but
You do start at point A,
and you get to
and
point
you do
B.
have to get to point B.
Right.
In each level.
But the way that they guide you where to go, and the way that it's not like a platformer, and that you're like, oh, I obviously need to go over there.
Even just the way that it looks and the way that it sounds, everything
The
about
sound
it
is amazing.
is just beautiful. It's just fantastic.
Yeah. You just need to
I've
play
got
it.
you both looking at me now like, you have to play the game.
You have to play it. It's
Yeah,
and as someone that
So,
really
I think you do
loves
have to play it.
calming games.
Personally, it's up there with one of my all-time. I would say it's one of my all-time favorite games. I'd say it's one of the games that everyone should play.
It's definitely one
I
of
think
my
it's a game
favourite
that
games now.
everybody should play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like if you love calming games, like if you've played Journey as like a quite calming experience, and something that sometimes games get a bit like hectic for me. Like I don't want to sit down and play Call of Duty sometimes. I want to just experience a game in a relaxing way. This is definitely the game for you.
It's hard to play it and not be relaxed.
Yeah. Except for that one level where they just threw that at you, and it's really, I felt really.
That's when you're meant to take all the zen from the previous
It was
stages
really
and
stressful.
just guide through.
I really found it making me quite stressed, that part. But fantastic game.
Yeah.
Just brilliant.
But they wanted you to feel stressed.
Oh
in
yeah,
that
they
last
definitely
one.
did.
So this is PS4 exclusive or PS3 Vita?
I think it's
PlayStation
across
three.
all,
PlayStation
but the
three,
Journey
Came out
collection
on
was a
three, it's
PS4. Like that was the point, was that they remastered it for
Yeah.
PS4, I think.
And so the collection is Flow, Flower, and Journey.
Yeah,
just
so if
all
you
in
played,
one.
you haven't played
And you
Flow.
get them on all platforms.
Once you've downloaded them, I believe, then you can. I assume it'll be the same for the collection. I know that if you had previously purchased, because Journey's been on PS4 for a wee while, and I believe Flower has as well. I assume Flow has, but this is the first time they come together as a collection. If you had previously purchased the individual games, you also just got access to the PS3 and Vita version. So I assume, I haven't checked my facts on this one, but I assume it'll be the same with the collection.
That would be
If you
cool.
download the collection, you'd have access to the other platforms.
Yeah, I'm big into playing on my Vita right now, so if
Yeah.
you get Flower on the Vita, then I'll definitely play through it.
That's great.
And it doesn't suffer for being on the Vita either.
No.
Like, it looks perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you played Resogun?
Yes, I have.
Have you tried it on the Vita?
No.
Apparently it's not. It's like it really does take a hit.
Yeah, well, because there's quite a lot of
particle
yeah,
effects.
yeah,
Yeah.
But with Flower, it looks the same, plays the same, because basically is to move the pedal through the environment. Any button creates the wind.
Does it?
Yeah. So you could use any button on that controller.
What button did you use?
I think I just used like the X. I think.
Oh, really? Interesting. I used forward.
All right, so every button just does the same thing.
Oh, wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
I am slightly embarrassed to admit, I spent a lot of time in that field at the start being like, what am I meant to do?
Because it looks like it would be a cinematic, right? You're just sitting there, it's just kind of like just that pedal just.
I sat there probably for a good minute going, is
butter
something
thing
going to happen?
It's like the
Like
beginning
waiting,
of
and
Limbo.
then I think I just hit the forward button.
Yeah,
I went forward, and I was like, oh, I'm playing.
Yeah,
This is
yeah.
me. I'm the pedal. And so I just zoomed around that field for ages, being like,
Where
what am I supposed to do? And that's exactly
yeah.
what I did at the start of Journey too.
Right.
So I was just like, huh?
Did you like the overarching story?
I did like the overarching story.
Because there's a story to it as well. There is a story that the game tells as you progress.
Yeah, I thought it was good. And you kind of discovered, like, I think the progression of discovering that story was really nice. And the way
definitely.
that it fits with the levels was fantastic.
I
as well,
can't help thinking about the happening, with the wind and they kills all the people.
That's not,
Yeah,
that's
no,
not what
it's
it's
not
like.
that.
No.
That could be maybe a DLC for them
Yeah.
at some later point.
You got to blow past humans and make them
destroy them.
drop dead.
Yeah.
Having played the game and gone back and looking at the trophy I'm a big fan of looking, I don't really care about the trophies, but I'm a big fan of looking at the trophies as a guide to what I've missed or what
Sure.
I should have tried to do in the game, so I'll definitely play it again. And
It's a really easy
some of
game
that
to
stuff.
platinum.
Yeah.
The stuff that they ask for you to do is very achievable.
Yeah, I got quite a lot of the trophies just by
Yeah,
playing
yeah.
it, so yeah.
So I think I've platinumed it on the PS3 and the Vita, and I've just gone through a single playthrough on the PS4 with that.
Oh wow!
Platinum.
Yeah,
So
I need some platinum.
it's good. It's good.
So I might go trophy hunting.
Do you know
Yeah.
anything about Flow? I don't know anything about Flow.
Flow was that game company's very first game,
Right.
which was on a cellular level, I believe.
Oh,
So I'm using my memory from when it very first came
Yeah,
out.
'cause I know nothing about
I believe it was like a single cell organism and doing what you can to collect things to grow and mutate into other organisms.
Okay,
It's almost
cool.
like an evolution.
right.
Sort of
Because
thing,
I could
but
definitely
water-based.
feel Flower's journey to journey. Like I could
Right, yeah,
feel
yeah.
the same vibe
Yeah.
through that game. So yeah, it'd be interesting to play Flow and
Yeah,
see if I
definitely.
can feel
I'm-
the progression to Flower.
I'm keen to hear your thoughts on Flow.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll try and play that for next time. Cool. So that's what's fresh out of the fryer this week.
So it was kind of heavy for you, what you've been playing.
Yeah.
Jordan,
I
have you not been
playing.
playing anything? Jordan, dancing all night.
I've been
Okay,
playing
good.
Dancing all night.
We just can't get him to put that
P4
down.
Dan.
That's good. That's
Dan's
good.
Good, good. You can catch our review as well.
Yeah,
in the,
yeah. Check
Well,
the
like-
We'll link that below.
Yeah.
It's a good review. It's a good game.
yeah.
Spoilers for
Spoilers.
the review.
All right. Shall we get salty?
Let's get
Yeah.
salty.
Easy.